to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Doren. God bless you.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
The postseason is here in the Pro Volleyball Federation. The Atlanta Vibe enters the 1 seed, and they'll face off against the 4th-seeded Grand Rapids Rise, followed by the 2-seed Omaha Supernovas versus the 3rd-seeded San Diego Mojo. Both matches on Wednesday, May 15th. The Mullen Motors pregame show with Derek Pearson and Renee Saunders starts at 5 p.m. with first serve at 6 for Game 1, with the second match to start around 8:30 p.m. Make sure to tune in for the next Ag Appraisal and Realty postgame show right after the match ends. Catch all the action on your flagship station, 93.7 The Ticket, and statewide on the Pro Volleyball Federation Radio Network.
Weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor, Nebraska Football Hall of Famer.
Blitz is on. Taylor picks it up. Fires. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Canadian Football League Grey Cup champion.
Taylor again, wide open.
First team All-American quarterback Steve Taylor.
5 for Steve Taylor. That is a new Nebraska record.
Welcome into Weekly Rap Sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. I'm Jake Bachman alongside the All-American Steve Taylor. Steve, how are you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm better than ever almost.
Oh, that's good to
almost,
hear. Good
yeah.
week then.
I don't know if it's a good week. I'm trying to make it a good week. No, a lot of stuff just going on, and summer's coming, and it's a little warm, and golf season's here, and got a little downtime from Husker football, and all that kind of stuff. Kids are home, driving me nuts. Kids are having a baby, driving me nuts. Yeah. So the Taylor House, we played this great game the other night, this family game about how well you know your family. It's like, so you have these questions and these challenges, and you have to answer the questions according to the siblings and stuff. So, no, it's just been a good time. It's been a good week.
Oh yeah, it's always good to get family game night in.
It is. My daughter bought my middle child. She's the crazy one, great one. Very spontaneous, very outgoing and everything. So she bought this game online, and she's been trying to play it for a month. So she was kind of hurt that we haven't played it. So we attempted to play it the other night. And
was there a winner? Did you know?
Yeah, man. Well, I get ganged up on.
Yeah.
I think I tied for third.
Oh.
Actually, Skylar won, and but Sydney, my oldest, and my wife, they conspire. So. Anyway, but Skylar came out on top. I got a distant third.
Yeah, well,
fair
enough.
Got second.
Fair enough. Yeah. I did want to ask you about this because it is it's something that's been on the internet here recently.
Better be good.
Well, Turner Gill is visiting College Station today. He took a picture there with Trev Alberts. Of course, Turner Gill
he's from Texas.
He's from Texas. So maybe it's just in the area. I'm not really sure.
His daughter, I think his daughters live in Dallas.
Oh, okay, yeah, because he's from Fort Worth.
Yeah, he's from
Fort
Worth.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, was that bother you as a Husker seeing Trev Alberts have some other former Huskers in there?
Not at all.
No.
I mean, I don't know why we couldn't retain him here.
Yeah.
I don't want to go there with
down that road again.
Yeah, but makes it. I could see something happening there, either as an administrator in some capacity. It'd be a great opportunity for him to go home. I know Turner a little bit. He tried to come back to Nebraska a couple of years ago.
Did he?
Yeah, he bought one of my lots. I mean, he called me and he said, Steve, here's the deal. I don't know, he had just left a place of employment, and he's always moved around because of football. So he asked Gail, where would you like to go this time? Because he was, he's near retirement and whatnot. And I guess Gail said Nebraska. So I had a lot out at Firethorn that I was either going to build on for myself or I was going to sell it. And I was holding on to it. And actually was an investment with my family too. Anyway, so he called me out of the blue and said, hey, I hear you got a lot in Firethorn. And I was like, yeah. He said, you want to sell it? I'm like, well, not really. I said, but for you, I will make an exception. And so he bought it. And I thought he was coming back because that's when Scott Frost was here.
Oh, yeah.
And then he took the job in Arkansas.
Oh, yeah.
And then so he sold a lot.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So he tried to come back.
Yeah.
I give him credit. He tried to come back, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
So no, I want whatever's best for him and his family. And that would be a good spot.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to see him, doing anything or landing anywhere. No, like you said, at Arkansas, he was the executive director of student athlete and staff development there.
Look at you. How you get that so
I think
quick?
that's the latest he is.
You had it?
Just the internet.
Just internet?
Yeah,
You're all over it,
Just
man.
Google it real quick.
You're all over it, yeah.
But I thought that was interesting. So if Trev Alberts extends an invitation, could we possibly see a picture with Steve Taylor and Trev Alberts in College Station?
No.
That's not gonna happen.
No, I take that back. You never know.
Yeah.
It's warmer down there.
Yeah.
And my daughters aren't going to live here. So as long as they got some nice golf courses and a nice golf club, I don't know. I'm for sale.
You down there, huh?
I'm for sale.
Yeah, there you go.
I got a pretty high price ticket though.
Yeah. Just checking into it. Well,
That's a good thought. Maybe I should give Trevor a call.
Yeah. Maybe he's got some good deals down there.
No, the hours aren't good. I'm not an 8 to 5 guy.
Yeah.
I need a break between 12 to 5 so I can golf. So no,
Like
I
8 to 12.
would not
He's
be
got
a good,
something for you.
I would not be a good employee unless they could be creative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Texas A&M, I don't think has ever felt. I mean, like I said with Austin, I think it's probably closest to the highest the rivalry's ever felt. I suppose that's kind of weird to say considering they were conference opponents. I don't think there's necessarily a rivalry there.
Where with
Texas A&M?
No, never. No.
But I guess my question to you, and
Dude, we don't have a rival with anyone.
That's what I was going to ask you: is who do you hate losing to the most?
We don't
now?
have. You can't hate because you're getting your butt kicked all the time.
Right.
No,
well, that's part of it. The sting is taken away. When you have to lose once or twice a year, it was like, man, that really hurt. Now that you lose 6 or 7 times a year,
we don't have a rival now. I hate to say we don't.
Yeah,
we don't. I mean, they try to make it out to be Colorado, but no. Oklahoma was the only true rival, dude.
Yeah,
the only true rival. Otherwise, the other stuff is just making up stuff.
Yeah, especially in your heyday, that was
that
was a big deal.
Yeah, it was a big deal, man.
Yeah.
No, so no, there's no rival, dude. And we've just been getting spanked. So.
Yeah. Well, that's what I think the Iowa rivalry is at least something.
No, there's no rival. That's between the farmers.
Yeah.
I think that's a farming thing. Who grows the best corn?
That's right.
I really do. I think that's what it boils down to.
Who has the better punters from time to time?
No, I think it's literally about who grows the best corn.
Yeah.
I really do.
Well, it is the one protected rivalry, I suppose, in the Big Ten moving forward. So it's what they're trying to do. It's Nebraska, Iowa.
No,
it's the one team.
There's no rival. There's no rival there.
That's interesting.
First of all, Iowa's never really been at that level,
right?
In my lifetime,
no.
When I think of Iowa, I think of Chuck Long, and that was about it, right?
Yeah.
Help me out if I'm wrong. Correct me, but otherwise, no.
Yeah. No, historically, that's the problem. That's what the problem was going from Oklahoma to Colorado as your rival. You're just historically like, well, that's
at least
not
Colorado.
the same thing.
At least Colorado. I don't think they have a national championship, but they were in contention.
Yeah, they won one in.
They did
90 or
was that with Darren
90s.
Hagen? Was
yeah.
Hagen?
Yeah, I think they tied with Washington for one.
Okay, they may have right, but that's the only team that rival. B1 would be. Maybe Colorado.
Well, it helped because they had, high stakes games too.
We had some high stakes games.
At least top 10.
And they had some Heisman Trophy winners. That's some really good teams. I get. Yeah, I will accept that one.
That's the problem.
And just because they're bad and we're good, they're bad fans. They throw beer and rocks and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, there's kind of a.
I will accept that. I will accept that. As rival B1
clash of styles there a little bit.
Yeah.
But that to your point, the problem with Iowa being your rival is you're not having to you can't fake stakes, and their stakes are whether or not Nebraska goes to a bowl game, but that's not the same as top 10.
There's no high stakes
stuff on.
There's not like number 1, number 2, or who the winner plays for a national championship. No, so it's for that stupid trophy that they rotate every year. I guess. Right. What is it? The Heroes?
The Heroes Trophy. Yeah.
Okay. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, I think it's helped, unfortunately, if you do care about that rivalry that
no,
Iowa
we don't care about
it.
No, I don't care about it.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I really don't. I really don't care about
it.
I'm a transparent guy. I don't care about it. Now I think it's between the farmers. You want to say who grows the best corn and have a cook-off or something, then go for it. Other than that, let it go.
College football is obviously changing year in and year out. Has that being torn away from Oklahoma and even Texas or Colorado, has that move hurt your enjoyment of watching the games or looking forward to some of the games?
Not really. Not really. I mean, I'm all for change and things happen and everything. No, not really.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish it was there, but nothing can ever stay the same.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see what happens in the future with where everything's going and with the whole mega conferences and all that kind of stuff. We'll see if it comes back into play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nebraska, I mean, college football in general, I think needs a leader at the top that says once all this stuff gets played out, is just to kind of say, all right, back to regional based divisions, because that makes a lot more sense than where we've gone. Speaking of that, there is a story out on Wahoo that the NCAA is considering restricting the roster size to 85. Of course, that would be the 85 scholarship players. That would take away a proud tradition here at Nebraska and many other places, but very much notably at Nebraska, the walk-on possibility there.
We're getting close.
Yeah.
We're getting closer to having some type of cap.
Yeah.
No, I mean, think that's where it's going.
Yeah.
I mean, the walk-on program has been kind of obsolete. That's been kind of gone, just the way it is. So now that if you're reducing the size of your traveling squad or your roster, so now you got a set number that everyone have to adhere to, then you can put some type of cap on them.
Yeah.
To make
Do
it
you
equal.
like that? I mean, you had
Yes, I
walk-on
like that,
teammates
yes.
back in the day.
What?
You had walk-on teammates back in the day. Did anybody make a?
Oh yeah, we've had
Big-
great,
yeah.
we've had great walk-ons here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would, to
Great
me though,
walk-ons.
too.
John Markle was one of them. Good friend of mine from Bellevue. Yeah. There have been tons of great walk-on stories, and there may continue. Walk-on stories will almost be like a free agency story.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking from now on.
That's where we're going. So,
Yeah.
And the way we're practicing now, and the way things are going with these players and everything, you got to minimize your roster so guys can get reps. You got to control your costs, your overhead,
Yeah.
and your numbers. So.
Well, and it's
Yeah.
weird too. I think it would be part of trying to make things fair and equal,
Yep.
which is what they've been, which is kind of the idea. Professional sports very much run off of that. The worst teams get the top picks in the draft, stuff
Yeah.
like that. College football's never been that way, where you win and then the recruits still want to go. If you keep winning, you keep, so the haves kind of stay the haves. Do you think that is a good goal to try to make it equal? Or would you ever be able to get there?
You want an equal playing field in whatever mega conference or setup that you're in, and then let the best organizations succeed. Yeah. I'm all for that.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting. Well, like you said, I think initially you might think, oh no, there goes the walk-on stories. Well, usually
It's too many people. I have people come up to me all the time. Hey, I was there when you were playing, and I was like, unless you were on the first or second units, I would never really know you.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying I would, because I
Yeah.
hung out with and practiced with guys that were ones and twos.
So you're gonna play with.
I'm gonna
gain
play with.
chemistry. Yeah.
So we had 200 something people there, man.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, of course, I'm older now, so I don't remember hardly anything anymore. Anyway, but no, so it's just too many people, man.
Yeah.
It's too many.
Yeah, and I know Nebraska too is specifically somewhat at this point taking advantage of that, or maybe because what they have right now is scholarship players right over the 85 limit. And Matt Rule has spoken about how they can give like the cost of scholarship through NIL
Yeah.
to go over that 85 limit. So this rule might actually be directed quite like right at
Nebraska.
and saying,
yeah.
well, hey, if some
Yeah.
schools like Nebraska can do that, that's gonna mess with the balance of the playing field.
Yeah, those walk-on stories are great, and the opportunity, was awesome. It's a feel-good story, man. But really, times have changed. You got to cut the fat. If you look at percentage-wise, how those kids are really going to contribute to the teams and where we're going and everything, it's tough.
Yeah, and like we were saying too, I think it would be a transfer story if you're
Yeah.
one of the guys that was going to walk on at Nebraska, now you start at South Dakota State, you prove your worth there, and you can get a Power 5 offer.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I think that will happen. Notorious BIB asked if you kind of felt like a rivalry with Missouri. Says I kind of missed the old rivalry we had with Missouri. Plus that Missouri Bell Trophy was.
No,
pretty cool.
no, it was never a rival. But what it was is, man, they were tough.
Mhm.
I mean, Missouri played us hard, dude.
Did they?
I mean, my senior year, I had to scramble and throw a touchdown or something, bomb to Milligan to get the victory. But man, for some reason, Missouri always played Nebraska. We knew when you played Missouri, you're going to play a physical team, and they're going to give you their all.
Mhm.
I mean, it was just that kind of respect. We respected Missouri.
Mhm.
Now, was it a rival? No, but we respected them, and they played hard, and it was. We had some good games against them.
Did you know about the trophy?
No, dude,
No.
I didn't hear about trophies until I came to the Big Ten. I
Yeah,
think Barry Switzer summed it up. We played for the national championship.
that's the
We're
trophy.
gonna play for some trophy that you got to haul around and rotate every other year or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
like, God, just do the advertisements, get the corporate sponsors, and donate to that hero cause versus making a big deal of it. Who cares if you win a trophy if both your teams are 5-5? You're
Yeah.
fighting over.
Not much of a
See
trophy.
Minnesota, and I mean that's just a lot of history in it. That's why the Big Ten is just fascinating. They got all this history and this rich culture and everything, and it's like, okay, all right, whatever, man.
Yeah, Nebraska's trying to fit in.
Whatever floats your boat. But yeah,
Yeah.
you can keep the trophy. We'll just keep winning. But unfortunately, we haven't had too many trophies
Yeah.
in conference trophies like that.
Well,
So,
Nebraska and Wisconsin started a trophy game like 10 years ago. Nebraska's never had it because they've never beaten Wisconsin since then. So,
see,
so
We
that
gotta-
doesn't go too well.
no, that's not true.
No, that is true, actually. Yeah.
We have not beaten Wisconsin in 10 years.
Since 2012, over 10 years.
Fuck, why are you doing
They
this?
didn't
to me,
play
though?
every year during that.
I
but
do
I
not.
think they've
I don't.
lost 10
I
straight.
do not like. Okay, I shouldn't say I do not like. Wisconsin. They're like our little sister, but they keep beating us.
Yeah.
They want to be like Nebraska.
Well, they took Nebraska's. Barry Alvarez took the
Exactly.
game
That's
plan.
what I'm saying. They took the game plan. Their uniforms
Yeah.
look like us. Their whole strategy and philosophy was like Nebraska, and they've been kicking our butts as like our little sister.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, thankfully, they're deviating from the plan. They're going away from the power running game. So we'll see how that
Oh,
works.
they
for
are.
them.
Oh, yeah, they are. But
Yeah.
they got the new guy from UConn, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see.
And I don't know how that went over last year.
Went all right. I mean, it's a year one
This
for
is year
anybody,
one
but
for anyone,
beat
yeah.
Nebraska again. So there's that.
Yeah.
And they still had Braylon Allen, who is a power runner. So I'm interested.
Well,
to
you
see
got to run the
now,
football. Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
what they do next, kind of without.
They're going to have
the
to evolve.
inherited.
They need to get a mobile quarterback. It's the only time they've won anything when they had a mobile
Yeah,
quarterback.
Russell Wilson
That's it.
definitely helped them out.
I had a huge conversation with the Wisconsin Badger guy because he was going at me about Wisconsin. And I said, we had this conversation, right? And I said, okay, listen, Dale. Look at your running backs. I don't know if we've had this conversation before. I said, your running backs, they look like clones.
Mm.
They all look very similar, right? And they've been successful. So why would you get a quarterback that was successful in your program? Why would you not go out and get more quarterbacks with that type of skill set?
Mm.
That's
Would
the
make sense.
that's the problem with Iowa. They all look alike. They all look
Yeah.
like Chuck Long.
Yeah, that's right.
And so they
Too
get
bad
nine.
they can't play.
They
like
get
it,
nine. I'm just saying they get 9 or 10 wins a game, and we do whatever. Then well, that's it.
but- Yeah,
And I guess if they're content with that, then that's up to them.
yeah.
So there
We'll
you
see.
go.
They finally made a move at offensive coordinator. They're going to
Just-
try to stir it up a little bit.
Oh, we'll see what they do.
Yeah.
Stay away from our players.
Yeah. Yeah. Do
Don't
that.
take any of our quarterbacks.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick break. This is Weekly Wrap Sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. We'll be back after this. The Nebraska Neurosurgery Group, led by Dr. Daniel Tomes and Dr. Benjamin Bixamin, is committed to providing the best care for all of your neurosurgery needs, like minimally invasive spine procedures, peripheral nerve release, brain surgery, including tumor removal and brain injury management, and more. The Nebraska Neurosurgery Group has outreach clinics throughout Nebraska and northern Kansas. Schedule your appointment with the region's top neurosurgeons at 402-904-4729 at the Nebraska Neurosurgery Group in Lincoln on South 27th Street. Or check out the website, nebraskaneurosurgery.net, for a full list of services and outreach clinics.
Hi, it's Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it's truck month at Koppel, and we want to sell them all. Choose between 0.9% APR or as much as $8,000 off list price. Yes, you heard right. That's 0.9% APR or as much as $8,000 off list on select new GMC and Chevrolet inventory. So please make that money-saving drive to Coppell and Louisville or check us out online at coppellcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit must trade and finance.
Hey, Husker Nation, Matt Davison here with 1890. It's an exciting time to be a Husker fan, and to keep that momentum going, we need your help. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics, and we're doing the same through name, image, and likeness. NIL is a unique opportunity for every Husker fan to have a direct impact on the success of our programs. Through 1890, 100% of your contribution goes to the student athletes. So go to 1890nebraska.com, choose your sport, become a member, and help the Huskers recruit and retain the best. Go Big Red.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
If you've been putting off your health, what are you waiting for? The summer 10-week challenge at Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping is exactly what you need to kickstart your wellness. Farrell's gives you all the tools, coaching, support, and accountability you need to be successful. The 10-week challenge begins on June 8th, and monthly payments are now available. Head to fxblincoln.com for all the details. Stop taking your health for granted and get started with Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
The postseason is here in the Pro Volleyball Federation. The Atlanta Vibe enters the 1 seed, and they'll face off against the 4th-seeded Grand Rapids Rise, followed by the 2-seed Omaha Supernovas versus the 3rd-seeded San Diego Mojo. Both matches on Wednesday, May 15th. The Mullen Motors pregame show with Derek Pearson and Renee Saunders starts at 5 p.m. with first serve at 6 for Game 1, with the second match to start around 8:30 p.m. Make sure to tune in for the next Ag Appraisal and Realty postgame show right after the match ends. Catch all the action on your flagship station, 93.7 The Ticket, and statewide on the Pro Volleyball Federation Radio Network.
Now back to weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back here at the 93.7 The Ticket Studios. I'm Jake Buckman, along with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. And if you heard that last commercial, the Supernovas are in the Final Four. And in fact, they're playing tonight. We actually have a few tickets to give out. So if you can go, if you want to go tonight, the Supernovas play at 8:30. The other semifinal match will be at 6. The tickets will be good for both of them. So if you go to the first game, the second game, both of them, let me know on the text line 402-464-5685.
What's the trivia?
Oh, there's no trivia. I'm just gonna if you want the tickets, let me know. I got two. I got a pack of 2 and a pack of 3.
Oh, I thought you had some type of contest.
No.
Oh.
No, because it's tonight. I don't want people to. If you can go, but there's probably limited availability on who can go. So if you can go, if you would be interested, let us know. 402-464-5685. We could just set up with some free tickets to a historic Supernovas match tonight.
So the reason why I asked, I was kind of insulted the other day on the golf course as I was walking down number 3 at Firethorn, par 5, and I was talking to a friend of mine, and I got this great, Randy, call him Nashville. He looks like Mr. Clean. He's like a skinny Mr. Clean, right?
Okay.
We had a good group, and I lost my matches yesterday. Anyway, and double H or double M, Mike Maher is a very good golfer. He's like near scratch, right? He's probably the best in the group. And then Joe Adams, guy, is a former quarterback who actually was going to walk on at Nebraska. Actually had a private workout for Coach Osborne. So we're golfing, and we're walking up the number 3 fairway, and the guy started talking about he's so excited about Nebraska night game against Colorado because they just announced that, right? And guy goes, "Oh yeah, man, I love night games. My best night game was such and such against I don't know who it was, right?" And I was like, "Really? Are you serious? Like your favorite night game was not Florida State in 1986. You know,
Yeah.
the first night game at Nebraska was Deion Sanders, and Steve Taylor was the National Player of the Week. I mean, that wasn't your favorite night game? And he goes, no. I was insulted. I'm like, are you serious? I didn't know what game it was. I just blocked it out when he said what night game it was.
So that's your favorite night game.
Oh, yeah, it's my favorite night game.
Yeah. Your player of the week from it.
It was the first, it was a season opener against Florida State. First ever night game at Nebraska. How could that not be your favorite game?
Yeah.
Night game at Nebraska.
Was Dion well known?
Yeah,
All-American at
dude,
the
he was
time?
All-American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, him and Paul McGowan, which was the inside linebacker. Yeah, Danny McManus at the quarterback position. They were ranked in the top 10.
Yeah.
Like, how could that not be your favorite night game? Really? And Mike goes, "You remember that game, huh?" I'm like, of course I do.
Did you go into that game thinking, all right, let's not throw at Dion? I mean, you guys didn't throw much.
No, I didn't even. No, I didn't
think about it.
Didn't think about it, man.
Yeah.
I was about as nervous as you can get.
Really?
It was my first start.
Yeah, first game.
First start as a sophomore. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a night game. They had all this, and we had the ticket scandal that year.
What was that?
I don't know, guys are selling tickets.
Oh, on the team? Oh,
yeah, we're bartering our tickets.
Oh, yeah.
I won't tell you who we did it with, but we did it.
Oh, there you go.
I didn't get caught. I wasn't mentioning it, but I alluded that.
Yeah. So you played in the Michigan game the year before, but didn't
I
start.
played in Fiesta Bowl. I didn't start. I
Yeah,
came off
didn't
the bench.
start that game.
Coach Osmond tells me just a couple of years ago, they had Madonna. I should have put you in a little sooner.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have, Coach. You should have put me in 5 games sooner.
Yeah.
You can say those things now when you're at eye level with Coach.
Yeah. Well, and if you turn out to be an All-American, you go, well,
you should have.
probably should have. Yeah.
Yeah. You go, why wait the next year? I could have had my whole freshman year. I could have been playing, but no, we had the red shirt. And we had to had a procedure. We couldn't do all these things because.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, in fact, it's
kind of
you
fun
didn't
to
have like
talk
a
about.
4-game rule, so you didn't redshirt that year, right? 'Cause
No,
you
I played like 3 or 4 games with a freshman team.
Okay,
So I
that's
played 3 or
right,
4
yeah.
games, and then at that time, then they moved us up to varsity. Your freshman year was almost wasted. It was wasted.
Yeah.
My freshman year was. I don't want to say it like that. It was.
But that's kind of how most people went back then. Was the freshman year they'd play on the freshman team? Did
No,
they lose
Nebraska.
the
No,
red shirt?
Nebraska in itself had an entirely different approach.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yeah, they had a freshman team.
And most schools didn't.
No, we
Oh,
played
okay.
against junior college teams, dude.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, we had a total freshman team, had a
Yeah.
schedule and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
it was-
did told me about that. Like it was
no,
kind
it
of cool to go to
was
those
a totally
games.
different philosophy. You played on a freshman team, and then you redshirted your sophomore year.
Oh, okay. That was the plan.
That was
redshirt your
that was
sophomore.
the schedule. And you redshirted your sophomore year,
Then you'd be ready for 3
and
years.
then you'd be ready to go for 4 years.
Oh, okay, yeah. Huh. Well,
It was a totally different philosophy at that time.
Was there pressure in those games playing for the freshman team? Did you?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
How
I
many?
mean-
how many people were in the stands?
Dude, I didn't like it. We had our own freshman locker room,
Mhm.
and it was you were. And varsity was everything.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
They got the nice helmets, they got the nice shoes, they got the nice locker room, and it was a totally different concept.
Yeah.
It's really kind of bizarre when you really think about it. And so it's you had a whole different coaching staff for the freshman team.
Hmm. Yeah.
But that was just the way they did it, and it worked. It worked at that time for Nebraska. But Coach Osmond learned, I mean, if you got a talented kid, let him play.
Yeah.
Let him play in at Division I, which is, being on varsity and playing against these teams versus playing against these college teams, and we're blowing them out.
Was that
Coffeeville and all
Yeah.
these Northern Ellsworth and all these schools were,
Did
blowing
you?
them out.
The freshman team routinely blew out the opponents.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I was throwing touchdowns left and right. I
Yeah.
mean, they were good teams. Coffeeville, that's where Mike Rozier went
Sure.
for a junior cup, but then we beat, college teams.
Yeah. There was no like
Division II.
end of the year like the freshman
No,
team
you just played.
play championship or
No,
anything.
no, we played. I think 4 or 5 games.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What was the crowds like? Were
Oh
people
no, we
anticipating?
probably had,
like,
we
enjoy
had
it?
probably 15, 20,000
Oh, yeah.
people there. They would come and
Okay.
watch.
On what is that Saturday mornings?
No, it was I think like a Friday either.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Thursday. It's a Thursday.
Hmm.
It was a Thursday. I remember that. Yeah.
Thursday night type
Because
of
then
deal?
varsity used to play. They do their practice on that Friday at the field.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So we
fascinating.
played Thursdays. Yeah, I remember that.
Mhm.
You played like around, I don't know, 11, 12, about 1, 2 o'clock
Oh,
or
okay.
something.
Yeah.
11, 12, 1 o'clock. I remember that. Yeah, it was weird.
And it would get like media coverage too.
Yeah, you get media
newspaper
coverage.
response?
It was like a regular game.
That's interesting.
It is.
It's hard to wrap my
Is
head
it
around
really?
it because I just never.
Yeah, I mean that was so. Yeah, you had your own locker room, you had your own practice facility, and varsity did their own thing in the big stadium where you're over here on the grass field.
Oh yeah.
You know, and everything. Yeah, you have your own entity. So
Did you guys still have? Like you said, you had worse helmets.
Well,
but
no,
you
we had the leftover helmets
Oh.
that were beat up from varsity.
So they had a lot of marks on them
They had a
already.
lot of marks on them and everything. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, you know, and you just had the basic red jersey, you know, not like they had on varsity.
Yeah.
You know, so just a red mesh jersey with your number on it. Yeah, that's what it was. It was like a practice jersey.
Okay.
So I got highlights from me playing.
Yeah.
And it's like a practice jersey.
That is fascinating. Yeah. I'd be interested in watching all.
Yeah, so
freshman
you would
team
go
at
and watch
Nebraska.
all the new incoming
Yeah.
freshmen, all these names you hear about.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks and everything. Like Rayola would be on the freshman team.
Oh yeah.
You know, can you imagine that?
Yeah, it's hard to imagine.
All
but
these
yeah.
3 or 4 5-star players playing on the freshman team.
Yeah.
That's what it would be like.
Man, recruiting people would have had so much fun back then.
So you go from that. Think about that for a minute. You go from that concept to now where these freshman players are coming in early and going through spring. I mean, think about that concept.
Yeah.
They're more ready to play than any other player coming in.
Well, and obviously, you don't go from preps to pros in football. There's just too big of a body difference. You can't go play when you're 17, 18 years old.
No.
Was that part of the idea too? Was that take a year of
get to
getting
beef
to be
up,
a
get
college
bigger,
man?
get bigger, get stronger, get adapted, learn the system, introduction to the system, to our program, how we're doing things. You get reps because we had 200 something people on varsity. There's no way you're going to get reps, right? I mean,
Yeah.
there's not enough room. Think about that.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why shortening the roster where these guys can get reps and everything is better.
When they were you here? Did they still have the freshman team by the time you
They
graduated?
That was done probably like there was maybe Mike Grant was on the freshman team. He was a year or two after me. And Keith McCant. And then I think that's when they got rid of the freshman team. Yeah.
Did they
Think about that, man? You got to. Well, they all came here and played, so we never traveled. So they came
Yeah.
here. We always played at home. We never traveled.
Yeah. Well, that's good enough.
Yeah.
Did the coach? Do you remember if the freshman coaches?
Yeah,
if they get integrated
Coach.
into the
What's
staff?
his name? He passed away. Coach Young. He was offensive line.
Okay,
Dan
yeah,
Young
Dan
was
Young.
Dan Young.
Okay.
Gillespie was on the coaching staff.
okay.
Was a graduate assistant and move up. Yeah, we had your own. Yeah, those.
So
are
it's
some-
kind of part of their moving
That's
up.
part of
too.
their moving up as well. You had a lot of GAs and stuff, guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
That-
fascinating.
it is.
We should bring back a freshman team. I'd watch it.
You would.
I would. I'd be really interested. Even if, if Dylan, the few guys that can play, I mean, they play 4 games, but they don't have to play on it. But most of the class, yeah, put
You
them
can
out
have you can have a walk-on team if they go play those teams.
there. There you go. Yeah,
All the
we're gonna
walk-on players
kick on
can
all
go
the
play.
walk-on guys.
And then the ones that excel, then they can move up and try to make that 85-man roster.
That would be great for a spring league. We try the
Spring-
UFL.
see,
and all
there
that
you go.
stuff.
That's,
Yeah,
that's a great idea.
yeah,
All these players want to walk on.
yeah.
They can actually be playing for something and have some dangle that golden carrot that if you play well enough, you can maybe move up to varsity.
Absolutely. I
And
think
get-
people would watch it. I'd be interested.
Nebraska, they probably would. I don't know. We'll
Scooter
see.
from Roca says Air Force was always the best freshman game. They play. You
Who?
remember playing Air Force?
No, I never played Air
Mm.
Force.
Oh, he remembers that. I don't know.
No,
At least-
that was a freshman game against Air Force? What did he say?
I don't know. He says Air Force was always the best freshman game. So maybe they
Oh,
went to scrimmage
maybe they
or played
probably
against
played.
them a few
I
times.
forget. I know it was Ellsworth, Coffeyville, a couple. Some of them were pretty good that we had to go play.
Mm.
They thought pretty high of themselves when we beat them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Chris-
wasn't a cakewalk, but yeah.
Chris Raff adding that Bill Bush was part of the last freshman team staff. So that's pretty
See,
cool.
Bill, there you go.
And then 2526 wants to know who won that night game against Florida State.
Oh, come on, dude. Who do you think won? Nebraska won.
Nebraska won. You don't
Yeah.
get player of the week for a losing effort. don't you?
I get, yeah. Yeah, we won. It was a big game, man. That was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least I think it was huge in my mind.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, well, and I was going to ask you about this too, because ESPN just released their schedule for this upcoming, week 1.
Yeah.
And that day is going to be Clemson, Georgia at 11, Miami, Florida at 2:30, Notre Dame, Texas A&M at 6:30, and then on Sunday you got USC and LSU.
Oh,
Nebraska, of course, not going that route, not taking on the better teams. Did you enjoy taking on a Florida State, like a game that?
Oh
was
yeah.
like,
Do you want to play
you
against the
look
best?
forward to that all year,
All
long,
year.
as opposed to UTEP
Yeah.
starting out.
Oh, dude, we even voted. Coach Osmond came to us and called a team meeting because we were asked to play in the kickoff classic going into my senior year. And we had another chance. We're a legitimate team to win the national championship. And at that time, you just vote, right? And so Coach came to us and said, hey, we got offered to play in the Kickoff Classic against Texas A&M, who was a top 10 team at the time. Do you guys want to play in that? Because, you know, if you lose early, you're pretty much out back then.
Yeah.
We all voted to go, let's go play.
That's awesome. It
So
came down to team vote, huh?
Yeah, we voted. Hey, let's go play. You know,
Yeah.
Of course, we won.
Yeah.
Not of course, but yeah, we won. But we took on a challenge.
Yeah.
So we don't run from that. You want to play the best, and that's what we did.
Well, and up
Yeah.
until I can't remember if it started, maybe it was that Florida State game. Do you remember losing an opener sometime in
Nebraska
the
lost.
mid-80s?
No, Nebraska lost. They lost to Florida State the year before.
In 85?
85. They lost to them
Okay,
at
yeah,
home.
yeah.
I was
'Cause
I was a freshman.
That was when you were on the freshman.
I was on the freshman team, but they moved us up. We're on the sideline.
Oh, okay. so
Broderick and I,
therefore-
Leroy, I never forget this.
Huh.
We're all sitting there in our I had number 11. I was sitting there watching the game.
Yeah.
We're feeling right because they moved you up, but there was no.
Yeah,
I was
no
never
chance.
going to get in the game. I was never going to get in the game.
That was your first experience.
But
to
it
be on
was,
the
but it was,
sideline
but it
for
was such an
that big of
honor.
a
It was
game.
such an honor to suit up because you didn't get to suit up.
Yeah.
So Broderick Thomas, myself, and Leroy Etienne were the players that they chose to bring up.
Mhm.
You know, to even have that experience. At that time, it was an honor.
Yeah.
But I had no doubt. I mean, I wasn't going to see the field
Yeah.
at all. And so I watched McCathron, Clayton, and Travis Turner play.
Well, I think so. It was from
Mhm.
85 then to up until Mike Riley, actually, his first year here when they lost in 2015. They had whatever that is 31 years in a row where
Yeah.
they won their first game. And now
Yeah.
Nebraska has not been winning their first
That's a
game.
weird feeling. I mean, when you think about that, that was a weird thing to, you know, to lose at home in your season opener. But it was a viable candidate. It wasn't like
Yeah.
some, you know,
Yeah, you're not getting
give kudos.
upset.
Give kudos. That's when Florida State really wanted to get on the map, and that's why they did that. They traveled both years
Yeah.
to play us.
That was that
Yeah.
must have been part of their come up, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
they're,
that's what it helped them rise.
they didn't get their titles until what 93,
Yeah,
99?
but
Yeah.
they took a chance to do that. They wanted to compete and play against the best and have the national exposure, and you got that.
Yeah.
That game was on national televised game.
And Bobby Bowden and
Bobby
Tom
Bowden.
Osborne always good friends.
Good friends,
after
yeah.
that, so very cool stuff.
Good friends, yeah. So I remember that. I remember standing on the sideline, and it's weird watching a game, and you just have no clue you're not even going to play. I mean, I haven't felt like that in a very, very long time. I mean, it's such a weird feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Raff texting in too.
Oh.
First legitimate night game in Morrow Stadium history. It was big.
See?
Yeah.
There you go.
So he's got his memories of that too.
Yeah, he knows it. He's the historian.
Yeah, he's a
when it
guru.
comes to-
He's a guru.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be back here with weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor right after this.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Far too many kids in our community face extreme challenges due to homelessness, abuse, and neglect. Despite the troubles these kids face, we believe in them. Believe in giving them the safety and stability they deserve. Your gift on Give to Lincoln Day will help us provide services to meet kids where they're at, while also showing them how far they can go. Please make your gift to Cedars on Give to Lincoln Day.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln. Always honest answers.
The postseason is here in the Pro Volleyball Federation. The Atlanta Vibe enters the 1 seed, and they'll face off against the 4th-seeded Grand Rapids Rise, followed by the 2-seed Omaha Supernovas versus the 3rd-seeded San Diego Mojo. Both matches on Wednesday, May 15th. The Mullen Motors pregame show with Derek Pearson and Renee Saunders starts at 5 p.m. with first serve at 6 for Game 1, with the second match to start around 8:30 p.m. Make sure to tune in for the next Ag Appraisal and Realty postgame show right after the match ends. Catch all the action on your flagship station, 93.7 The Ticket, and statewide on the Pro Volleyball Federation Radio Network.
Spring often marks the beginning of severe weather, which can lead to power outages. LES wants you to be prepared before the storm. Restock your emergency kit, update your info with LES, and if you encounter an outage, report it at les.com/report.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Highball Bar in downtown Lincoln is open and located just north of 11th and O Street. Highball Bar offers a vibe and atmosphere like no other, making it the perfect place to grab a drink or beverage. Highball Bar features great events such as Karaoke Sunday, $4 Tito's on Mondays, Jack Daniel's specials on Wednesdays, and much more. Make Highball Bar your go-to spot after a hard day at work or on the weekend. Highball Bar, located at 122 North 11th Street in downtown Lincoln.
Drinking and driving causes serious harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. In 2021, 65 people were killed in Nebraska by a car crash involving a drunk driver. Do not drink and drive. By drinking less, you can still be here for your loved ones. If you or loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Now back to weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back on weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. Of course, he is All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. I'm Jake Bakoven. And we've got a few minutes left here.
Yes.
I wanted to ask if you've got a Netflix account, Steve.
Of course I do.
Well, yeah, many Americans do.
Netflix is my favorite.
Yes.
Matter of fact,
Favorite
I'm watching.
streaming service.
Yeah, I'm watching the next go around of the Viking
Oh,
Valhalla.
there you go, yeah.
I love it, man. I love it.
You told
Yeah.
me I looked like one of those guys, right?
You do,
I gotta
yeah.
get into that.
Yeah.
Cheer on my
Oh,
character.
yeah.
The reason I ask is that if you don't have Netflix, you're going to have to get it if you want to watch some NFL on Christmas Day. 2 Christmas Day games will be played on Netflix now. This is obviously a groundbreaking deal for the streaming service, who's trying to get more into live events. They've actually just got WWE for what it's worth, which is on a live event, predetermined, but yet still live. And so the move towards cutting the cord continues as the NFL will now have games streamed on Peacock, Amazon Prime, ESPN Plus, and Netflix this upcoming
that
year.
means you're also going to have to beef up your streaming services.
You will.
I didn't know this till last night, because my daughter is home because she's, we're having baby Jesus, right? She's having a baby, right?
Oh yeah.
And she watches more sports than I do.
Okay.
Right. So I play around and golf. I come home and I wanted to watch the WNBA.
Caitlin Clark debut.
Yeah. So I have to ask my daughter, is it okay for me to go watch that? Because she's all into the NBA playoffs.
Oh yeah.
Her and my wife been watching it. So we were going back and forth. So apparently she got tired of that. So she didn't go down. My wife was downstairs already watching whatever, right? She watches all these shows.
Yeah.
And then my daughter went to our bedroom and started watching was the Knicks and then the Pacers.
Yeah.
And so I was watching the WNBA, and this prompt came up. You want to upgrade your streaming services because too many people are watching too many different things.
Oh yeah.
And I just ignored it, right? Because I'm thinking like she's going to be gone a month, but I may have to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be an
Because
adjustment for people.
if you have multiple TVs and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you can watch it on
People
your
watch it.
phone. That's what I do. I
Yeah,
go and-
yeah,
and
yeah.
You know, I don't want to get up and deal. Like if I'm done for the night, I'll just
You're like
watch
my
it on
daughter.
my
You
phone.
watch a movie on your phone.
Yeah,
my kids do that, man.
Yeah.
God,
Well,
it's
for me,
like-
I watch sports, so I pretty much just watch sports. on my
I'm not.
phone.
No, I'm not.
And I've become very like.
Are you on TikTok too? You watch all the stuff on
I've
TikTok?
never made a TikTok, but I watch some TikTok. You
Dude,
can
my
lose-
daughter
lose some
sends
time
us.
quickly.
We got this family chat, and she sends us stuff from TikTok all the time.
Yeah, it's entertaining.
Obviously, so I'm like, Skylar, what are you doing? It's like the stuff is made up. It's fake. I mean,
Yeah.
oh, it's funny, Dad. I'm like, okay, shouldn't you be working?
Well, the algorithm for TikTok too is just like it will like whatever you like, and there's-
Yeah.
whatever you start watching, it'll just send you videos related.
I
to
know
that.
it must.
So whatever you like, it's kind of like it formats to you. It's
I
perfect.
guess everyone's a TikTok entrepreneur.
Yeah, yeah.
I should get with it.
There's a lot of people making good money on there.
Yeah, they
I'm not
sure.
one of
Yeah,
them.
yeah. All these influencers and everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
You should try that, man. You should be an influencer.
Maybe I just don't have a. You need
to find a
bit.
gimmick?
Yeah, I need to find a gimmick. I need to find reviewing crackers or something. I don't know what it would be, but
all
everybody's
good.
got their thing. But yeah, so what I've really started to do now too, though, especially with the NBA playoffs, is DVR stuff. I
Oh, really?
love DVR. I love watching basketball DVR because I can fast forward through the free throws or the so I try to stay off the internet, not get any alerts, and then watch the game later. And then usually it'll wind up that I'll watch it live in the third or fourth quarter. But
I will say this. I always like to be accountable. I never really paid that much attention. I hardly paid any attention to the WNBA.
Mhm.
I just didn't. I mean, and I'm not a sports fanatic. My buddy Chris Elgert, Lincoln Fat Easy, he follows women's basketball. He's a season ticket holder. I've gone to a couple of games. I mean, I enjoy that. People that I work with and knew some players. I would go and support them, but I've never really put a lot of. I never really paid that much attention to it.
Yeah.
But obviously, with Caitlin Clark and Angela and Reese and all these other girls, these girls that have personalities and great players, I think I'm going to go ahead and sign up for the WNBA. I'm going to sign up for that.
Yeah.
Because I watched them play. I've been watching them play, and I watched them play last night. They are good. I mean, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
The way they're shooting the threes, their ball handling, their passing. I felt kind of bad that I didn't pay more attention to it. It took Caitlin Clark to have me go the next step with it, right?
Well, don't
and
feel too bad. There's
I
plenty of
enjoyed that
Americans
more
in
so
that stuff.
watching the Knicks and the Pacers. That
yeah.
was going back.
Even with the playoff stakes.
Even
on
with the
line,
playoffs,
yeah.
I mean, it was the WNBA was just great basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just great basketball, and these girls they got personalities and flair and everything, and they're confident, and the broadcasters, the analysis, and everything. I mean, the analysts. I mean, it was really nice to watch, and the stands was full. It was sold out.
Yeah.
The energy was great. I was like, whoa, this is cool.
Well,
This is really cool.
It's funny too because Caitlin Clark is, obviously she debuted. By the way, this was a regular season debut.
Yeah.
20 points. They did lose 10 assists.
Yeah, she
probably
had
too high.
Yeah, she had a bunch of turnovers, but
Yeah.
man, there are so many other skilled players that were awesome though.
Yeah.
I mean, she was just like, she was the attention, and that's why you were watching it. But these other girls are very, very good. I mean, very good.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
cool to watch.
I'm
man.
interested to see if she can bring the popularity that she had in college over to the
Oh, I think-
WNBA and
if it's sustainable.
yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it is. I think it's a great alternative for guys that can't get tickets. I mean, the product is good.
Mm-hmm.
The product is good. If you got a good product, then in the end, you're going to be successful.
When I was I liked
So-
the argument with Caitlin Clark when she was graduating or whatever. Is she the best player of all? Everybody would have their opinions and stuff. Then you'd ask, how much women's basketball have you watched total in like 10 years?
I know. That's what I'm saying.
and
there
then
were,
you'd have to immediately
there
be
were
like,
other.
well,
there were
yeah,
so
they
many other
got me.
talented players that were more talented, if not as talented as she is, if not had more talent.
Yeah.
I mean, they were seasoned. So that's what I was. Wow. And for me not to really pay that much attention to it, I kind of felt like I did a disservice to that. But
Yeah.
I'm on board with it now. There's no question about that, man. I would pay money to go watch them play.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
that good.
That
So
would be
excited.
fun to see
Yeah.
the growth of the sport of the women's game and where that goes. The one final question I wanted to get to. Well, there's a few things that I wanted to note real quick.
Let's get to 'em.
One is that In-State and Virginia have scheduled a non-con home and home series for 2025 and 2026. This is going to be another ACC matchup that's not an ACC game. So North Carolina and Wake Forest did this a few years ago.
Okay.
They basically, because the conferences are getting so big, the rivals or the traditional, opponents are getting upset that they're not playing each other.
Yeah.
So they were only slated to play each other once in the next 6 years. They
Oh.
said, well, then screw it. We're going to play a non-con game, even though we're in the same conference.
Yeah. Whatever floats your boats, whenever you can sell tickets and keep it going, go for it. If you can work it in.
Yeah, I just find that fascinating that they can play non-con conference games. Non-con games with conference opponents. I didn't know that was a thing until recently. So I thought that was kind of funny. Also, Terrence Knighton and Rob Dvorak, of course, defensive line and linebacker coach at Nebraska, each getting a raise. This is not
bump and pay.
Yeah, bump and pay. It's not going, not doubling their salary like Trev Alberts once did. But Knighton is going from $400K to $425K, and Dvorak gets a $15,000 raise from $285 now into the $300,000 club. So congratulations to those guys.
I mean, I feel for those guys, man. I know that we're a public institution and those things are public knowledge, but how would you like to have your salary posted all public knowledge? I mean,
it comes with the job, though. If
Yeah, if
my
it's good,
salary is
if
that
it-
big, then
if
sure,
it's
go
good,
ahead
but
and post it
still-
wherever you want.
Yeah, but I think I wish they could have. I wish they could make it more difficult for people to have that information.
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah. For them, it's not. It's a
I mean-
story. Like it's literally like we're posting.
Yeah,
about it, so-
exactly. You're talking about like, come on, man. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, like. But I get it. Good for
Yeah,
them.
Yeah. You just and you can just track kind of okay. Well, this is what Nebraska's doing. What's Michigan doing? What's
Yeah.
Iowa doing with their assistant coaches? What do their salary pools look like? And Nebraska's been competitive, and I think both those guys, with how well the defense played last year,
You talk about how I feel about the NIL. Think about the coaching staffs in the 80s and prior to.
Oh yeah.
What those guys were making and what they're making now. It's just inflation.
Yeah, it's crazy. The times are definitely changing. Nebraska, a basketball player the other day out of the portal has signed basically a $2 million deal for college basketball in NIL. So, yeah, the numbers are getting big. The
They
numbers
are.
are getting big. That'll wrap it up for this week's episode of Weekly Rap Sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. Steve, hopefully you didn't have to miss too much golf to jump
No,
into
there's
it.
a golf stag today.
Oh, yeah.
But I wanted to be with my boy Bach.
Well, I appreciate
Let's
it.
have some fun on the radio.
Yeah. We will do it again next week. Thanks for joining us. And we've got Happy Hour coming next year on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln Families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Hi, it's Sean Callahan here for Copple Chevrolet.